Hello, my wonderful people, and welcome back again to Bod TV Bod area. Hello, na gidigba. Not too much. Not too much. Thank you again for tuning in to Bod TV Bod, where we analyze trends. Yes, within the happen in summary. Well, coming to our president Tinubu, Presido, the matter on the odds, not be asking think calm, say man, you go just talk, say, let's remove fuel subsidy, and it could just be like that. In honestly, there are some protocols we be say supposed enter. And right now, they don't they tell Congress say make them not strike. They beg them. They beg them, say make them not strike. But how possible is this? That's one story. Then the other story is we all judge. So in talk say before for a previous interview say it will never be a party to Tinubu's regime. Say Tinubu entered illegally, so he believed the election was rigged and he will never be a part of that kind of a system. Him don't talk the video or he don't do the interview several times, right? But there was something that happened recently where we say all the posts, top newspapers carry am say Bode agree to join hand for Tinubu regime, say Ingo work with them. So now this one I can make arise, can't re-interview him again, because if you check Dr. Batsy, when they talking, the guy the verse when they ask Judge Bode about this matter, Judge Bode say all those journalists we can interview and not be saying talk. In fact, they change the word that how can he be a party to Tinubu now at his age? We be say first speaking at 50 years, he want to work for Tinubu. He said that's impossible. He will never stoop so low. He saying get your own party. So the guy was actually repeating what he had said before, that now journalists then they do it in their hand, so that all the things he said, he not talking like that. They fired the guy with question, the guy fired them back straight and direct. So I'll give you a summary of that. Now, coming to Ida Bassi. You know, say Ida Bassi can release one video where we say she do spicy dog meat. If I when you see that video, I can't say why she could do that kind of thing. Like, even if you chop something, but people can easily get irritated when you do some certain things. Well, but a lot of people can talk and say because she don't do the 100 hours and she was training that period, she want to train again. And she say, I'm saying the subsidy, don't they suffer, they die. We just assume that she won the Guinness Book of Records, but it has not been officially given to her. Guinness never approve her, or they never send a message, and ever since then she has been looking into her emails, but she not they get reply. Actually, it be we don't know, but now we see any post we see now we check around to see whether the thing are true. So because ever since then she not going to trend again. This one are based on the story what would they see for all the blogs. Say she not going to trend again, and she can't say man if she just breed this kind of thing comment, one react, so she'll begin to trend again. You know all the market styles. But and the story not end there. As she do the thing can't make many people can't react to. Can't get one who talk say say I go talk say she dey chop that kind of thing. Say in fact he will adopt that animal as a pikin, his son. Say even die he and his son, right? Now even can support her when she dey cook for 100 hours. So if she talk say she dey chop that thing, it means say na a pikin na dey chop. The woman begin dey cry. I go show na the video. No be me talk am. I dey pack evidence, they come on, I can't say, I'm not think say I dey lie. I go show now. So the woman begin to cry, say, what did that bastard do? Say, in fact, is war. War against animal. What if foul be? Not be animal. Me, I not talk, say, make they chop with they chop. Personally, I know they chop that kind of thing. But what I'm trying to say is that even if she dey chop him, she will not bring her come national television, because it not be waiting. You go proudly talk, say you dey chop as a star or as a celebrity. So that being said, my people, I will bring all those videos come at see. But lastly, they say they get one competition where they say they want to do. They say this competition, hey, now the first of its own. No, whether Nigerian people go apply, I don't know. But they say the form they are available. So they say now waiting be say the what waiting that they do, husband and wife they do, or boyfriend and girlfriend they do with a closed door. They want to come make them public. They'll come still get winner. Who's be doing? They'll still give una winner. I know say now this kind of thing they treat Nigerian people. They go show and they go broadcast on, I go see them. No, so some people not talent for that one. So they want to recognize that kind of talent now. Say, Jesus God, immorality. My people, now there I talk and reach you. So I will show you the video now. It's on a Bod TV, but make you not forget to like, subscribe, share video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Well, quickly, the interview you gave to a group of journalists was widely reported. I read the reports in at least about 6 newspapers, and all the 6 newspapers said the same thing.
Right.
How could they have misquoted you? Because they all stated that you said this country trained you, and that you are disposed to give him back to your country, and that if the president consults you at any time, you'll be willing to offer him the benefit of your knowledge and experience. And you're saying you didn't say so, you were misquoted. So what exactly did you say? Because 6, 7 newspapers can't all be wrong.
Now, well, people in your profession sometimes can be mischievous. Now, if there was a gentleman, first of all, the guy who posted it in his paper, the leadership, they were not at the press conference. Now, if they asked me that what would I do if Tinubu calls me, and I said precisely, exactly, that if he calls me, I will pray for Nigeria. Listen, I am not a flip-flopper by any profession. I retired as a general. What would he be calling me for? We don't belong to the same party. If he wants to say, Chief, good morning, and I say, Mr. President, that is if all the court cases are over. We are still in court. Even when Papa Olusi came, trying to convince me to go and pay a congratulatory visit to him, I said, no, I can't do that. So what futuristic thing, what would they be doing in their calculations? I've told you I have no personal qualms with this gentleman. The only differences we have are purely administrative. Their managerial style are not in my style. So why would I, at this age, be running around for a job? Job at what? The first time I was exposed to public management, I was 42 years old. Now I'm almost 40. My first child is 50 years plus. Now, why would I be looking for any job if he calls? And you cannot disrespect him. But to put it in his own mind, that I, Bode George, will be looking for job at this time, come on. Let some of these people put on their thinking cap and stop spreading unnecessary rumor. I am not a green chicken. I can fight when it is necessary, but I don't do it because I want to do it. In fact, I was one of the lackeys who was quoted, because it was my son who called me, that Daddy, hear what this fellow said, and I want to advise him, back away from me. He's had enough. That is the Kayamu boy. I did not say that, and I will never say it. I am not looking for any job, and I have reached the end of my own public career. Now, you look at the issue, like I said, at the age of 42, I was a military governor. I've had appointments in the villa. I have served. With you, Ruben, too, you remember where you were serving in the villa. I was always there, on consultations, on advice, and, with President Jonathan. I worked with Baba for 8 years, and I am not a deputy chairman Southwest. I was deputy national chairman of the party for the whole country. What am I looking for now? Let these boys be a little bit careful. This attitude, this cavalier attitude, and this irresponsible bunch of people trying to sell their newspaper. Please, clear from my own yard, because I am still a lion that I can bite. Somebody put a question, sir, if he calls you to come and work for him, I said, me work for him, not possible. But if he calls, I will pray for Nigeria. And I'm still saying it, because blessed are the peacemakers, because they will be called the children of God. Sermon on the Mountain. So what am I looking for at this age? I don't even wake up that early to go to my own personal office. So what is it that I left back in public office? And I have stated emphatically that at the end of all these court trials and visitations, I will be going away from partisan politics. I had put in 25 years of my life in the military, and I thank the government of this country. I thank my God for giving me that opportunity, because I was well trained. And I have, by the end of this year, I would have put in another 25 years in politics. 50 years of my life in the service of this country. And I'm going to reinvent the wheel? No, 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 no. They should please be very careful.
Yeah.
Turn their attention to themselves. They got more problems to solve. And we'll pray that there will be peace in Nigeria. You know, that's all. We are no longer where we were. And the respectability is gone. And you know, you have a lot of young minds, you have a lot of young people. General Gawan was 31 or 32 when he became the head of state. Baba Obasanjo was 39 when he became the head of state. Me, I'm close to 80. I'll be looking forward to go and do what? They have so many younger generation, younger people, and we will play the Baba Dugo. If there is anything going, I will remain a public commentator. That's all, period.
All right, sir. Okay, thank you, Chief George. I'd like to rewind a little, or still perhaps talk about what happened at that meeting. Since, you know, from what you have said, the report by one of the newspapers wasn't factual, I'd like you to share with us some of the things that perhaps the outcome of that meeting from your perspective. So, as you mentioned, Paulusi was there, Justice Olorunimbe was there, and some other members of both the APC and the PDP. What we heard, or what we reported was that at that meeting, they had talked about a some form of reconciliation, and you going to pay the president a visit, a goodwill visit, and the likes. Were there other things that were discussed at that meeting? Perhaps beyond you being involved in government, were there some outcomes from that meeting? Was there any message you asked the delegation to pass on to the president that you'd like to share with us this morning?
You know, let me be clear here. First of all, to me, it was a rare privilege.
Hilda Bachi, the Nigerian chef who gained popularity after she cooked for 100 hours in an attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking time by an individual, ignited a debate on social media over the weekend after a video where she appeared to be eating dog meat surfaced online. The 26-year-old chef was captured in the video sitting at a table showcasing various delicacies from her home state of Akwa Ibom while eating the dog meat. Well, animal rights activist and the president of My Dog and I group in Lagos, Jackie Idimogu, reacting to the video, accused Hilda of cruelty against animals. Let's take a look at that video before we come back for a discussion.
During the cookathon, members of My Dog and I group wore their shirts to go and, support Hilda. Dogs were present at the cookathon to support Hilda. I know that there were about 2 or 3 dogs. Because when my group members went there, My Dog and I group members went there, they made sure to take pictures and videos, with every dog present. Now imagine my surprise this evening, scrolling through Instagram, and then I see on a news blog that this same Hilda posted that she's eating a dog with Eniola, even sitting at a table where the delicacy, the so-called delicacy being served, is a dog meat. You eat our babies. What you do to repay us, the dog lovers that supported you, because I know how many dogs, even my dog and I posted you. Personally, I posted you on my page. And I am a dog mom. So Hilda, what you're trying to tell me is that my son is a delicacy to you. That Arthur is food. You're trying to tell me that if you see my son, what you see is a delicacy. What you see is spice and pepper. And what you're going to put together to make him taste better. And you even have the effrontery to tell him that if you eat it, will you die?
Man's meat is another person's poison. I understand the point about animal rights, and cruelty to animals. And maybe, after a fashion, we are beginning to have groups like that in Nigeria. She says, my dog and I.
Yes.
And she even referred to the dog as her son.
Yes.
And many Nigerians say, how can you refer to an animal as your son? So some people are saying, well, they also have their own group, my fish and I. So because fish is also, if you eat fish, then we might as well call it cruelty to animals. In other words, these things are culturally determined. That's why I started with, one man's food is another person's poison. The last time I was in China, I was afraid to eat. Because I've been told stories that if you go to China, there are restaurants where snakes, crawling things are considered special delicacies. Centipedes, millipedes. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you'll be wondering, why do people eat this kind of thing? Cockroaches, prepared delicacy, frogs, things that, you will never imagine that anybody will eat.
Yes.
And in Cross River, it is called 404.
Yeah.
Dog meat is a delicacy there. In Ondo State, the Ondo people too, they eat dog meat. They call it locally. Okay, so Hilda Bashi, coming from that part of the country, was telling our friend Enioluwa to also taste dog meat. But you see, in other parts of the world, that is a serious taboo.
Yes.
That's why in the US, when you see some dogs well taken care of, I say, these dogs are lucky. But if you come to Nigeria, you walk around anyhow, you end up in the pot of soup.
But the problem is about...
What is it that Nigerians don't eat? They eat monkeys too.
Yes, but that should not be, because there is also that law right now that they're saying we cannot have, we cannot eat wild animals. I don't understand.
Endangered animals.
Species and even wild animals. I mean, there is that conversation of, the domestication of animals. I mean, dogs have been known for years to be pets. And
man's best friend.
Man's best friend. So it is just, it's just a global village at this point, and a lot of people have to be careful. I mean, she is a role model.
Go to Cross River. When you take 404, you put Pami on.
I will never eat dog meat, ever. I will never eat.
To be
fair,
legally,
yes.
Legally, even in some countries in the Western world, it is not illegal to eat dog meat. It's not.
In some countries.
Yes, in some countries. What they actually do say is cruelty against animals. So the way they are killed is what is looked at.
Absolutely.
So I think it's important for her to also notice, the woman who had spoken, that it is a meal, it's not illegal, and it cannot be used against us, because in Australia it's eaten, in China it's eaten dog meat, even though it's not a popular thing.
Yes.
So
yeah,
when people
domestication
eat
of animals
is
don't
let them advertise it.
Exactly, that is the point. The point really is that she is a role model, and people look up to her, and I guess that is the outrage at this point. In Sweden, the Swedish Federation of Sex announced sex as a sport. Participants will engage in 6 hours of competition daily, with allotted time slots of approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour for each match or activity. So far, the championship has received applicants from 20 entrants representing various countries. Winners will be determined through a combination of viewership ratings and evaluations from 3 panel of judges. You can see that I am smiling, Dr. Abati, because I do not have a contribution to this story. What is your take on it?
Well, I understand that 20 eligible participants have already signed up for it, and that there are 16 categories: foreplay, kissing, orgasm, penetration. All kinds of things in which you can win a prize. What does the Bible say again? About end times, when strange things begin to happen. And again, clash of civilizations. To us, yeah, it's so strange that how can anybody, something that is supposed to be private, you want to turn it into a sport, into competition. And the competition is open to people from all over the world. I hope no Nigerian will go there. In fact, that person,
now it is Europe.
no Nigerian. I hope it will not happen. Then for those who are interested, I recommend to them Kama Sutra by Vasyayana, 2nd or 3rd century AD, Indian philosopher, which recommends, gives a very detailed illustration of erotica. So that is a book that whoever is interested in the competition, may be interested in. But from a religious point of view, I think this is a sign of the end times.
Sign of the end times, is it? Do
you know when I saw the story, I'm sorry, Dr. But I said this is coming.
Thank God it's coming to this man to
analyze. To be honest, even in Europe, it is a strange act.
Yes.
So I don't know how this will work, but it will be interesting to see the applicants who have, and it's going to be public.
Yes.
You have 3 judges, and then the audience will vote. Yeah. This is I don't know. This is beyond
amazing.
Outrage. I don't know. I have nothing.
All right. Hopefully, no Nigerian will participate.
At least I was lucky today to have a bite. And for today, we were able to tender a total of 8 states. From EC8A for 8 states. I tendered 5, while Dr. Azinge tendered 3. Out of the 5, my own state, Imo State, was one of those that at least I tendered their election results for 8 states, from EC8A. So tomorrow we continue from EC8B and C, and like that. So the objection by INEC is more like a statutory kind of objection. They're just trying to play safe. There's no harm in that. It's just a routine objection that they take just perhaps for reasons best known to them. But the documents tendered are actually documents, certified true copy of documents procured by from INEC, which we duly paid for. So for me, there's nothing to bother about. It was a good day. Yes.
The cooperation by INEC now, because I remember initially you said some percentage of documents have not been applied yet. Are they cooperating as it is?
Incidentally, INEC has improved in their cooperation. Substantial documentation has been availed, while about 20% now are still outstanding. I think about 20% thereabout. I'm not exactly sure. I know not all, particularly the issue of beavers. They have not been able to give us proper cooperation on that. We need to have access to the beavers using our IT team to extract information. Even if the deleted information contained in the beavers, there's a procedure of extracting it. So it's for them to avail us that opportunity, and then the rest will be done in court.
On the final note, the council started listening to inform us about the pending motion. Can you indicate possible?
No, the motion is a pre-hearing application we made, pre-hearing application, but then it wasn't taken then. Somehow it was overlooked or was missed. They mixed it up. So we want to just take it, and then it's about interrogatories that were served on INEC for them to answer certain questions, which would aid the trial and presentation of the case of Labour Party and P2B. So I believe they will certainly have to avail us those answers to those questions, which were posed in the interrogatories. Interrogatories have been served on them.
It doesn't have any negative effect to your case?
No, it does not. It will not. Certainly those, but it's just to aid, just a procedural issue. Nothing to fear at all.
This did creditably well, the 4 of them, added to the earlier 6, making 10 witnesses we have so far called. They all testified to what they saw, the gravity of the infractions and mishaps that took place during the 25th February 2023 presidential elections, how many people were not allowed to vote, how people were restricted, the violence that took place, the general infractions that made the election not to be generally credible at all from any prison you look at it, they made it clear. In fact, one of them believes squarely that Tinubu did not win the elections, and he makes no words about that. He believes he did not win. Some of them said he didn't score the required 25% of the votes cast in FCT. And when they asked him, is it your opinion? He says, no, it's not my opinion. It is the law that he should have got 25% of FCT to be declared president. So generally, the thrust of our case today was that the INEC was hasty and wrong in declaring Tinubu the winner of the elections, because every evidence shows that he did not win. That is our case today. 4 witnesses testified along that line. Yes, thank you.
This is Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.